Friday night before a holiday weekend. What'd I tell you? What'd I tell you at the top of this hour? Huh? Okay, last night the Wall Street Journal broke a story that was very important. It was the first detailed reporting we've ever had, actually the first reporting we've ever had that describes what appears to have been an effort at American collusion with a Russian attack on our election last year. It named Peter Smith, who's now deceased, who's 81 years old. He died earlier this year. Named Peter Smith as a man who, over Labor Day weekend last year, tried to put together, or did put together, a group of experts, a group of technology experts, lawyers, and at least one Russian-speaking investigator to try to obtain Clinton emails that he believed might have been hacked by Russian hackers. That story was broken by the Wall Street Journal last night. Shane Harris was the sole byline on that. The very provocative question in that report from the Wall Street Journal was about his connection to the Trump campaign. Mr. Smith, in his communication with people he was trying to bring into this project and his communication with people about this effort he was making to contact Russian hackers, repeatedly referenced Mike Flynn, who was then a senior advisor to the Trump campaign, as somebody he was working with and in communication with on this effort. Now, that's not been confirmed. It was said by Smith, apparently. Flynn is not commenting in reaction to these new reports. But just right now, the Wall Street Journal has just posted this. And they say that in addition to saying that he was in contact with Mike Flynn in this effort, again, to work with Russian hackers to get information on Hillary Clinton, Mr. Smith also circulated a document that listed not just Flynn, but also Steve Bannon, Kellyanne Conway, and Sam Clovis, who was a low-profile but important policy advisor to the Trump campaign. He's now senior advisor at the Agriculture Department. In addition to Flynn, Bannon, Conway, and Clovis, all mentioned by Peter Smith as people he was in communication with, in contact with, related to this effort to contact the Russian hackers. This is a second beat on the first story we have had about what collusion might have looked like if it happened. Investigative reporter Michael Isikoff is joining us tonight to talk about the man at the center of both last night's allegations, last night's reporting from the Wall Street Journal, and this new reporting tonight, Peter Smith. Mike Isikoff has some very interesting information on his background that might tell us a little bit more about what we can expect about whether he was tied to the Trump campaign. Isikoff joins us next.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.